Alright guys, today we are in something really different. This is the first JDM car that I've ever had on the channel. This is an R32 GTST, and not just any one, it is an import and it is a Type M. So quickly I'll just have a rundown of the interior and my first thoughts. I love how all of this interior is really like focused to me. I don't know how else to say that, but it's really like everything's pointed at me. I really like that. And a lot of the Japanese cars from this era is. It's 1990, and one of the reasons that I, decided to do a video on this car is because it is mostly standard. It does have an exhaust, and it's got a slightly bigger turbo, so obviously RB20 under the bonnet, but it's got an RB25 turbo. But that's it. That's the only modifications it's got. So it's standard height and standard wheels, all of that kind of stuff. So it's really cool, and I just wanted to show you guys around. But first we'll have a look at the interior, and the first things that I notice that are a little bit weird are all of this sort of design here. It's really it's similar to VNVP Commodore, which is quite funny. They also have this, and some of the Calais and stuff have all the buttons up on the dash there. And then over here, this is another thing that's really strange, is normally when you have window switches, they're side by side, where here they're parallel parked, they're one behind the other. So that's really strange as well. And overall, if we have a look in the interior, it is very good condition. So it's not just any R32 GTST, it is a Type M. So the interior seats, I believe, are really different, and these ones are in fantastic condition. And as you can see by the kilometers there, I don't know if you can see, as you can see by the kilometers there, it's just ticked over 200,000. So we're at 205,000 on this car. It has been repainted in its original color, so I'll show you that soon. But I mean, this thing is so cool, and it really does feel like an actual sports car. It's my first time I've experienced any JDM car, and I really do get the appeal because this thing is bloody cool. Anyway, enough talking. Let's go for a drive, because that is, that's the most interesting part. So, oh, listen to that. So here we go. I will just wind it down a little bit. Now, as we reverse out of here, it's also really easy to drive, and the steering, man, it's so tight. Now again, being a GTST, it doesn't have it's rear wheel drive. It is not all wheel drive like a GTR. But the thing that makes this car rare is that it is standard. It really, I mean, how many of these are left that are stock? You can probably hear the beginning of the turbo just there. It's just so cool, this thing. It really is properly special, and it gets a lot of attention, especially from kids, I reckon, which has surprised me. I've been driving it already. I've already filmed a video of it, and it's getting a lot of attention from it's getting a lot of attention from kids. I think that the styling of the outside, it's just an absolute icon, and it's a bit of a departure from the R31, the one before this, and they really carried this sort of design through to the next few cars, and I love it. It looks great. I will pull over later in the video and show you that. I don't know, I probably shouldn't have gone this way actually, now that I think about it. But it drives so nice, guys. Like, the box is so smooth and the steering is bang on. I will mention this particular car is for sale currently for 45,000. Again, everything's genuine. It's a genuine GTST Type M. So I think the Type M's had better brakes. And it also has a really cool, quite rare feature where it has an electronic front lip, which I'll show you in the overview video. But I mean, man, this thing drives good. The owner of this car has it's really rarely been driven. It's just an honest car. I mean, if you have a look at the outside later on in the video, that is abundantly clear. You can just tell. It's hard to explain, and it just sounds a bit lame when I say it like that, but it's true. You just know whether it's a good one or not. I'd love to get to a bit of a busier road, or sorry, a bit of a higher speed road, so I can show you guys the noise this thing makes. But as I said in my proper overview video, I actually don't know a ton about these cars. I'll be completely honest. I know that this is a Type M, and I know that it's got some bigger brakes and this different interior. And I know that it's got an RB25 turbo, but that's really about all that I know. But I do know that turbo flutter sounds absolutely fantastic. I'll have to, next time we come at a stop, I'll show you. But it just feels fantastic, this thing. Like it's so tight. It's so cool. I love it. I love it, and it really is a proper experience. Oh my god, it's fun to drive. Again, we're not going fast, but it almost doesn't matter. It really is fun to drive. It's like there's almost nothing, and then holy shit. Again, this speedo's a bit out. I don't think we even went above 100 there, but it really felt quick. It's like there's nothing, and then once the turbo kicks in, it really puts you back in your chair. And especially when you put this into perspective of how old this car is, it's really impressive. I don't know if I'm totally converted from the old Holden V8s and Falcon V8s and stuff like that, but I definitely have a new appreciation now of these cars, because man, this is a genuine experience. And I don't know if you're into Holdens and Fords, guys, it's like this car is 15 years newer than, it's like it's from the mid 2000s in terms of driving. It's wild. Anyway, let's pull over in a second, and I want to show you the outside of this car, because being so stock, that's probably the rarer part. So let's go have a look at that. Right guys, we are parked up, and I need to show you this old car. First of all, one thing that struck me is look how enormous these doors are and how wide they open. But here she is. It is an absolutely gorgeous car. Like I said, standard height, standard wheels. The front end is it's great. It has been repainted in its life. That is one thing that a lot of these old Nissans have issues with, is paint. But overall, it's still a really nice car. As we have a look in here, I did, in my main video that I made, I did sit in the back here, but there is really not a lot of room. You can probably even see back there. It's got these different seats. It's got bigger brakes, I think, 4-pot fronts and 2-pot rears. But again, being the GTST and not the GTR, it is not 4-wheel drive, it is a rear-wheel drive. But how iconic is that rear end? I mean, honestly, I love the tow hawks and all of that stuff. It's such a fantastic example of this car, and again, being a standard one is even rarer. And it's had a really nice life. There's a better look of the seats. I mean, you can see how well this car is looked after. Yeah, just really like this car. I know this is a lot different than my normal videos, and don't worry, I'm still going to be doing plenty of Aussie stuff. But when I was offered this car, it was really hard to say no, because this is, I mean, it's such an iconic car, the Skyline, and this one being standard, and that's really what drew me to it. It's really been a proper experience having this for the day. It's just been so different than what I'm used to, and I think that is important as car enthusiasts, to try different stuff, because you don't know what you're missing out on, and you don't know how good the other cars are. I mean, Nissan was absolutely killing it. This car feels way beyond its age, and it's so cool. Actually, one thing I've just remembered, I forgot to show you the engine bay, so we'll do that. All right, there we are. Now, as you can see, very standard, which you can't see, and our turbo is not the standard RB20 turbo, it's from an RB25, so it does have that, and it has had a tune to make it all work nice, but that's it. It's still untouched other than that, and again, that is one of the reasons why I chose this car, and I think it's so cool. It's just It's really, really phenomenal. And if these are your kind of cars, or if you'd like your car on the channel, again, I will do Japanese stuff like this, but I do like this one, like stuff that's standard and stuff. So if these are your kind of cars, or if you'd like your car on the channel, please get in touch and follow along, subscribe, like, all of that kind of stuff. But I really appreciate you guys for watching. And I mean, who gets a chance to do this kind of stuff? I mean, I'm just so fortunate. While I do love this car, it might not be a dream car for me like some of the other Holdens that I've had on the channel, but I do recognize that it is probably a dream car for a lot of people. So for that reason, that's why I haven't done so many facts and figures, because you guys already know all that. I just wanted to give you my sort of raw emotions and thoughts, because there's a million videos on YouTube of people telling you numbers about this car, and you already know all that. So anyway, thanks for watching.